Hey everybody, Tabitha here from Tabitha Explores, and it is time to continue our exploration of the Reynolds Alberta Museum. I know that I went on and on about it in the last video, so I don't want to do that again this time. Just want to give you that kind of intro that this video really starts with the warehouse tour. The second part of the video starts with the warehouse tour, and it is very well worth the watch all the way through. So thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, don't forget that in the description I will include the YouTube channel for the Reynolds Alberta Museum for you, and we will see you in the next video.
Hockey rinks, and as you can see, it is wall to wall in here. It is wall to wall vehicles. We're going to be starting over in that aisle over there, over by that lovely yellow Boss Mustang. From there, we're going to walk all the way down. We are, like I said, now I don't have any motorcycles on my tour today, but we will go upstairs here to take a peek at them because they're really nice. I like to show them off.
They're cool.
They're very cool. Yeah. So now I will warn everyone ahead of time that it is graded flooring and you can see through it. So if you're scared of heights and you don't like graded flooring, no worries. We're not going to force you to go up there, okay? From there, we'll come back down. We'll pop over into the agricultural quadrant, which is just on the other side of that big white door. We will come back down this aisle, and then we'll finish off by going in through these yellow cabinets right here to the aviation quadrant. So, we're going to start over here. I will guide you guys through the narrow little space. Okay. That's one that we restored here at the museum, so it's of course in absolutely just
the boss
peak condition. Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. So the first one I'm going to talk about is actually this, frankly, kind of ugly Dijon mustard yellow one right here. I'll kind of squeeze out of the way as much as I can so that we can all see it. So, has anybody here ever heard of Winton except for Jacob?
Yeah, anyone but me.
Anyone but Jacob? No one's heard of Winton? That's okay. Honestly, Winton is not a very well-known brand because it did peter out in the early 1900s. 1923 is when the company was dissolved. So it was started by a gentleman named Alexander Winton. He was originally one of the pioneers of automotive technology in the United States.
Perfect.
Yeah, two
clicks.
Two clicks.
Got it.
All right, so the one I'm talking about 1913 Chevrolet Classic 6 right up above me. I know that it is in a difficult spot, so I do have a picture of it here on my iPad. So I'll walk around. This is what it actually looks like. So as you can see, it's in very rough condition. Lots of parts missing from it. I'll highlight the reason why this is actually one of our gems. It's probably, if I had to pick a favorite vehicle out of the entire collection, this would be my favorite. I've told this story so many times, I don't even need my script for it. So back in 1911, a couple of fellas, William Durant and Louis Chevrolet, they pioneered the company Chevrolet. And they decided they were going to start with their Classic 6. So this is an example of their first model of car. In 1911, they made the prototype. 1912, at the very end of the year in December, they were introduced in New York. And then after that, in 1913, that's when they made them. Only made them for 1913, 1914. So, as far as we know...
Probably because of World War I.
Probably, yeah. So as far as we know, there are only 2 of these cars left in the world, these 1913s. One of them is this one here. It's in the Sloan Museum in Flint, Michigan. It's beautifully restored. It runs. It's absolutely stunning. Look it up on YouTube. They will mention ours. So the one in the picture here, this is serial number 323. Ours is serial number 93. So this is the world's oldest production Chevrolet that is known. Because of course we say known, because...
There's always somebody hoarding something in a barn.
Right. Somebody's grandpappy has one in a barn somewhere, and he goes, well, I actually got the oldest one. This one's serial number 2. Wouldn't that be amazing?
It hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet.
Keyword is yet.
GM has actually approached us about buying this one. We have said no. They have the other one. They've got the nice one. We want this one. So the reason why this vehicle is so special, besides its serial number, besides being the oldest one known, is that it's got a really cool story behind it here that takes place here in Alberta. So we don't know how it got into Alberta. It eventually arrived here. And then in 1943, these young gentlemen, just a group of kids, they were about 16 years old, 15, 16-ish. They were out shooting gophers on a farmer's yard, and they happened to see this car in the bushes. So the 2 main boys are Sid and Bob. Sid was actually looking for a car of his own. You know, he's a teenager, he wants to drive around. And he wanted a Model T, but even at that point in time, Model Ts were just a little bit too expensive for a kid anyway. So him and his friends, they see this car, they ask the farmer, can we have this car? And the farmer says, yeah, if you can get it out of the trees and get it moving, you can have this car.
If you can get it running, you can have it.
Exactly, if you can get it running, you can have it. So I'm going to get Jacob to highlight these things. So let's look at the rope and the rags on the wheels. So that's the first thing those boys did. They put ropes and rags on the wheels in order to give it some traction. They were missing the distributor. They did find it in Athabasca eventually, but it was still missing its distributor shaft, so they used a knitting needle. They got the oil pan back from the farmer who was using it as a trough for his chickens. And my favorite part, as you saw in the picture, the back half of the seats along with the fuel tank was missing. So what did they do? They just strapped a jerry can to it and stuck the lead right in, right?
Redneck engineering at its finest.
Perfectly safe.
If you squint, it's mint.
It was great, yeah. So rumor has it that this car actually left flames in its wake, which is hilarious to me because it was roaring around early 1940s Sherwood Park, which is the fancy area of Edmonton.
Oh,
These boys loved their car, however, their parents did not love their car. So they did actually, right, typical. They did get told to get rid of their car at some point. They tried selling it, no one wanted to buy it. They did manage to give it away at one point, but it reappeared in their front yard about a week later. So it turns out the person who took it didn't actually want it. So So eventually it ended up in a scrap heap. That was the only one that would take it. Ended up in a scrap heap. That's where Stan Reynolds found it in 1957. So Stan probably knew that he had an early Chevrolet. It might have been that he was getting it for a parts car. Its true significance in terms of history and its rarity was not really known until the government curators got looking at it, and that was when they discovered that no, this is a very, very early Chevrolet, and we need to hold on to this. So this is a really, really good example of something that the museum will never restore. And there's a couple of reasons behind that. First off, there are so many broken or damaged parts on this car that by the time we get around to replacing all of those parts or fixing
Nothing's
them,
original.
nothing's original anymore. Now it's just a replica. The other reason is if we were to change anything on this car, we would be erasing Sid and Bob's history. And let's be honest, that's the best part of this car, besides it being super, super early. We like to deal in stories at the museum as much as we like to, or actually probably even more than we like to deal in actual objects. So
It's like if you know the significance behind something, it creates a certain reverence and nostalgia for it.
yeah, we value the story of it more than the actual object itself. So in this case, we wouldn't want to change anything that has been done to it because that's Bob and Sid right there, preserved. So that's why we want to keep it that way. Also, it's highly unlikely that this car will ever be on public display again. It was at the very beginning when the museum opened in 1992. However, it sustained a massive amount of damage from people touching the car. But when we restore these old things, we do it to previous standards. So using non-modern techniques and non-modern materials. And those materials often break down underneath the acid of our skin oil. So that car sustained a huge amount of damage from people touching it. It actually got more damage from people touching it than it did from 40 years in the bush. So it will never be on display again, but we always like to highlight it on the tour because like it's so cool. So if it ever is on display again, it's going to be in a glass box.
You are so lucky I'm doing this for you. I do not like standing on this.
Okay. Now I get it. Right. No way. CX650 Turbo. The CX650 Turbo. I need to be here. Bonneville. Okay, that's cool. Flying brick. Built like a gun, I think was their slogan. Back in the day. Oh, no way. The first four-wheeler ever made. Suzuki Quadra. 1982 LT 125. That's cool. My grandfather had one of these. A Rokon. Bunch of Can-Am qualifier dirt bikes. No way, they have the CX650 Turbo. That's cool. I've actually lived in those, they're fun. If they're not, you know, trying to kill you. RNX. Those are rare.
So very understandable, but
Wow. There's some excited people here on this tour. And the guy that's most excited is one of the tour guides. There's so much history here.
I like this one right here. This itty bitty one.
Oh, cool.
I love the little bitty one.
Look at that.
That's that was a paratrooper's bike. So it would be sent down from the plane in a crate. They're very easy to assemble. They've got like 1 horsepower, practically nothing, but you know, it's better than walking. So I have this image in my head of some 6-foot guy with, you know, 100 pounds or 100 kilograms extra gear, yeah, knees up to his ears, right, just driving around. Yeah, that's such a funny image. I need to get like someone to draw a picture of it for me so I can have it on my desk. Smells like a shop.
It's mechanical.
Yeah, it's very much like the smell of like oil and
Rust.
floor dry and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like a combination of an old barn and a shop.
Yeah.
It's really, really what it smells like. If you're wondering about that giant pile of wood there in the corner, that is Charles Noble's largest combine out of 9. It's a 1922 Harris Harvester. Has a 36-foot header. It's about the size of a modern combine.
technically the wheels are up there, but I can see the rims.
Yeah, come on, Jacob. The tires. Sorry, not the tires. Yeah, we did. Yeah, so it was out for our Model T exhibit. Yeah. We like to call it our idea Model T. Sometimes we yeah.
Why did you do these? They want pictures!
Those are the best kinds of instructions.
Check out this old ambulance. Wow. Cadillac ambulance. Crazy.
Yeah. When it came to us, it didn't put it in. That now, and now listen, that wasn't me. I know who it was, but it wasn't me.
Old Chevy Impala.
Oh, it's a Dodge.
I was thinking it was a Datsun too.
Got a little Hot Wheel that looks exactly like
I like that one.